It's your pre-market summary for March 23rd, 2023. We are post-Fed and futures are slightly higher after the market digested. The Fed rate hike was a quarter point as expected, and comments from Janet Yellen regarding the banking sector. Now, we did get that 25 basis point hike. However, it was comments from Chairman Powell about possible tighter credit conditions on households and businesses, which spooked the markets to fall, pairing off all gains, down 1%, down NASDAQ and the S&P yesterday's trade. We are paring back some of those gains. The Dow is basically flat right now. S&P slightly up 0.3%. The NASDAQ leading the way up 0.8%. And it is Coinbase, which is the leading story here this morning. The entire banking sector did make a bit of a fall, but Coin is tumbling. They received a Wells notice from the SEC, which is focused on staking and asset listings. You can see there Bitcoin is actually, and Ethereum are both recovering just a little bit here early on, but it was a big fall in both of those yesterday. So some individual stories that we want to get to right away for you guys. Just going to slide on over. I mentioned Coinbase. It's not going to be a good morning for them. Here we go, down to $77, actually over 10% to the downside. Now, usually a Wells notice is going to be followed by some kind of an action, regulatory action. This would obviously be bad for them. It's not the first in the industry. Good news, however, a bit of a recovery in some of the chip names. You'll see Nvidia up a couple of points today. There was a fall yesterday with the entire tech sector, but both Nvidia and AMD up a couple of percentage points to kind of lead this storm back, gapping up higher. Needham with a price target raise on Nvidia up to 300 from 270. Shares of Meta are higher. They also received an upgrade. This one coming from KeyBank. The other story interesting for shares of Meta, probably going to affect Google as well. You've got the CEO of TikTok will be in front of legislators trying to convince them not to do a ban in the United States. That would be a good news for both Meta and Google if it were to happen. Going to be watching some of the Chinese ADRs today. Shares of Alibaba, which had been falling for the last few weeks and months, actually gapping to the upside today. As a group, they are all up. Tencent had strong earnings and strong revenue. Alibaba up a couple of points. You've got JD.com and Bilibili. Also, shares of Pinduoduo also rising. So the entire group being raised up by Tencent earnings. And we'll see what happens if they can hold those gains. It was a perilous fall in the afternoon after the Fed. Now we get a little bit of the aftermath. Decent start early on. And as always, make sure you check out our watch list, which will be sent to you just any second now, and tune in live with TraderTV Live.